Over the last few centuries, Fenland and East Anglia has been full of mythical folklore.
What in particular the black shook?
Big black dog with red eyes. And if you are unfortunate enough to see the black shook,
You will die within the next year.
over the last few decades though, there's been reports of another Fenland legend.
Half man, half eel.
Welcome everybody to Tales from the Tackle Shop. We are now on episode 6 and being bombarded by flies because we are back on location. I've managed to steal the great Fenland myth, Spalt the eel catcher. Don't look at me like that. He didn't want to come out today, but we had to drag him out of his retirement home.
Yeah, bloody right. I was just looking at the floor on he hadn't even hoovered up for me. There's crap all over the floor and everything, isn't there?
He's a busy man.
He looks it, doesn't he?
Yeah, the shaker piddly, he's very busy.
Is that what they call him, the shaker piddly?
Yeah, you know, he's like, look at all the gear in here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sell anything.
There's no gold roller outside though, is there?
There is back at base.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah. He's got 2 vans, you can only drive one.
I saw 2 vans.
Yeah. I don't know how he drives them both at the same time.
No.
No, but he manages somehow.
Is it his prize money? Is one for his prize money, fishing?
He doesn't win anything, does he?
I don't know.
No, he's the manager now. He's got broad shoulders, just carries the team. Yeah, but I think he's lost that as well.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll get him on in a minute, then he can,
Yeah.
no doubt he'll give me a bit of crap back.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about the football, the Arsenal-Newcastle game, because there's a good time to ignore that. But I've got something for a guy. Do you know a guy called Whitty Chave?
No.
He's one of our contributors, and he supports a very strange team who wear white shirts, who played Chelsea last night. So Richard, just want you to know, I did watch the game and I was laughing a lot, but we'll leave that there. Yeah.
No,
So,
I'm not into football.
There's a bit of banter flying around about certain teams, so
It's
yeah,
like watching paint dry, isn't it?
it is. Right, Spalt. So we're going to break this down to several sections, but me and you are going to touch on a couple of things first. But the first thing is something we were talking about in the van on the way up here, and that is, have you had a good eel season?
No. It's been crap from start to finish this year.
What do you think's happened?
Well, it's the northeasterly winds 6 or 7 weeks, wasn't it? A straight northeasterlies to start with. That knocked them on the head a bit. Then the weed appeared like it does, but 10 times worse. And that carries. I mean, I've been catching a few, you know, I'm not being sort of destitute, if you like. But I'm an old age pensioner now. I'm 68 in a few weeks. Most age people at 68 are bald as a coot, and they can't remember anything. Yeah, bald as a coot.
I'm not 68 yet.
Yeah. And usually got false teeth. I ain't got false teeth yet. I've got no teeth.
Do you get free haircut?
I haven't had a haircut for, well,
50 years.
well, I woke up the other morning and couldn't remember whether I brushed my hair or not. And I went fishing on the coast, because I beach fish now, and I got out the motor and somebody says, "Oh, you had your haircut?" I said, "No." They said, "Well, it looks a bit smart." I said, "Well, to be honest, mate, I woke up this morning, I can't remember whether I combed it or not." I said, "Doesn't really matter, does it?" You know.
Let's get back to these eels. Right, so it's been a bit of a funny old season.
Yes, mate. Yeah. Then the crabs turned up, the bloody Mitten crabs, sort of my nemesis, and then all of a sudden it's the end of the year. Another 4 weeks, it's the end of the season.
Right, wow. So this is quite an interesting point, because let's talk about the Mitten crabs, because it's in the fens, the ecosystem's changed quite quickly, hasn't it, in comparatively?
In the last 5 or 6 years.
When did you first start seeing the Mitten crabs?
Well, about 10 years ago, but only odd ones, you know. And then it just got steadily worse and worse and worse. And now it's just an just epidemic. What's the word? Epidemic?
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, epidemic.
A lot, anyway.
Yeah.
And it just took over. It's just crazy.
So, obviously, when you're eel nets, you get the crabs as well, don't you? They just destroy what eels you've got in there?
They're killing all the eels at the minute. Any fish that go in, I've got otter guards in to stop the furry friends going in. And any little fish, little baby tench or little pikelet or anything like that, it's all dead, munched to death. You know, and that's because you have to check your nets now every 48 hours. Right, another little silly rule they brought out. And So in 48 hours, they've killed everything that's in there, eaten me net to bits, and tried to get out and make their way to the sea to breathe. And the EA, in their wisdom, well, they've been monitoring the situation now for God knows how long. I've lost track. You know, keep saying, oh, we're monitoring the situation, but physically they're doing sod all.
Let's be crystal clear about this. This is an invasive species.
Yeah.
Should not be here. And I'd imagine if you know what you're doing, it's fairly easy to, well, not to control, but you could reduce the numbers quite drastically.
Yeah, well, they really started coming on heavy about 3 or 4 years ago. They lay 1 million eggs each.
Bloody
Right.
hell.
And I think the only predator that there is an otter. And if there's a shoal of roach there, or a bream, or a tench, and a mitten crab, and if I was the otter, I'd rather eat the fish. Because the mitten crab, they're like a mini tank. And they're trying to kill you while you're being eaten.
Yeah.
So,
Just mind your mic, mate, with your sleeve. You don't want to
Sorry,
get
mate.
interference.
I've got no table to
I
tap
know,
on.
if it's not one thing, it's another. And yeah.
I've got no table to tap on, so...
You do it on purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
It causes me angst when I'm editing.
But I'm quite impressed with the mitten crab, because they're tough as old boots, they're resilient, they're quick, they eat everything they want to eat, and they are, as a creature, they are quite good.
Do they shed their shell?
Oh yeah, they peel every year, or whatever it is, every 2 or 3 years.
Do they?
Yeah.
Because I've seen, back in the day on the old Bedford, loads of old shells.
Yeah. It's just a crustacean, don't they?
Yeah.
They're just
But all in one area.
yeah.
It was quite bizarre watching all this. You could hear them cracking under your feet, thinking, where the bloody hell are these come from?
Yeah.
So I know that you were telling me a story that the EA had put in a mitten crab trap.
Oh yeah, mitten crab trap. Yeah, they're awesome. It's spread about all the Facebook and social media, on the news, in the papers. They found built this mega trap. It only cost £8,000, which is not too bad, is it?
That's a cheap trap.
Yeah, cheap trap. They put it in Post Hole, which is Spalding, on the end of the Burnetts there, August the 31st this year. Then the social media, papers, everything went dead quiet. So I thought, well, they either want to keep the catch rate really quiet so people don't go and empty the trap, which never even entered my head. They've hired a crane to lift it in and out, so it must be quite a big thing. But my mate, the eel fisherman in Grimsby, thought, well, we haven't heard anything, so under the Freedom of Information Act, he asked them how they're getting on, thinking there'll be tons and tons and tons of dead mitten crabs. Well, since that time, I've caught a lot of mitten crabs. There's a bycatch in my eel nets, right? I won't say how many, but a lot, right? Under the Freedom of Information Act, we found out, how many do you think they've caught?
Well, the problem is I know the answer because you told me.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big fat 0.
Yeah, I think I said 8 and you said no, it's less than that. Yeah.
Big fat, and they won't lower themselves, if that's how I can put it, to ring me up, or my opposition, who catch thousands of the bloody things, to ask us, would this trap work?
Because obviously it's not working.
No.
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 That's bizarre.
So the old mitten crabs are just walking up to that, aren't they, thinking, what a load of tossers, aren't they? Walking around it in the way. They put it 10 mile upstream. By now, all the crabs that were 10 mile upstream are now a mile down.
Yeah, they've marched past.
Marched past.
Yeah. But there's more to this story, isn't there?
Oh, I can't remember, mate. What?
So, have you spoken to the EA about disposing of crabs?
Oh, yeah. They won't let us target them.
So you and your opposition could reduce the numbers of these invasive species.
Big time,
Yeah.
big time. But they won't let us. If they go into me eel nets as a bycatch, I was meant to put them on the bank and tread on them, right? So there's these thousands of mitten crabs running around like headless chickens, right? So I'm meant to spend the rest of the day stamping on them, killing them. We said, that's no good, we can't do that. It's not humane anyway.
No.
If like a fluff bunny comes over the bloody banks, oh, what you're doing harming them animals, lovely nice mitten crabs, we'll have all this stopped. So the EA said, well, it's nothing to do with us. We can't make the decision. This is after 2 years of arguing. Well, who does make the decision? Natural England. Righto. So we sent some pictures to Natural England, what we're catching. 5 days later, we both get a licence back saying take them home to dispose of them humanely. And in the last 3 years, on one water especially, with just a handful of nets, I've took 2/3 of the mitten crabs out of that water from what my catch rate. Right, well, there's just a handful of nets. If they'd had said to me, Spalt, here's a load of licences, get in there and get rid of them, I could have got rid of that amount of net, crabs in the first year.
Yeah, before
Before they got took over. Then moved on to the next area and done that for them. But oh no, I've not got a degree in archaeology, have I?
It's a bit. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand the lack of decision making because
No, mate,
it's a bit of common sense. Invasive species. They're invasive species.
It's still
they
law.
Be
It's still. This is what I can't understand. It's still law. If you catch a zander, to kill it, you can't put it back.
So in the Midlands, we've got the Canal and River Trust, who are employing a firm to electrofish the zander out of their canals,
Yeah.
which is madness in my opinion. These zander have been here since 1968, I think.
Yeah.
So they're taking out zander, which are still classed as invasive species. But mitten crab.
They won't. That seems to be too much for them. You know.
And the mitten crab are causing far more issues.
Yeah.
Because they're burrowing into the banks. So that's a flood hazard, isn't it?
Yeah. And they are 6 foot. They're here to the camera. 6 foot in. They're eating all the fish eggs.
Yeah, destroying the ecosystem.
Yeah, they're right little nasty critters.
And like you said, they are as tough as old boots.
Yeah, but for some unknown reason, they just seem to be sat on their hands, excuse me, doing absolutely sweet FA. And it drives me mad.
It must do. You're at the cutting edge of it. You see what damage they cause, but also you can see how you can be part of the solution.
Yeah.
And you and the other guys who are netting as well can actually help get rid of this.
I mean, one of the arguments they said was, well, you'll move them about. You'll put them where they're not. You know.
What?
Well, if I caught a load of mitten crabs, oh, right, I'll put them in the old Nenat March. They'll be all right. I'll catch them there later. So I get old mitten crab, put him in the old Nenat March. He's thinking, what the fucking hell am I doing here? Right? And he'll walk a mile a day. Right? Because that's what they walk. A mile a day. Back to where I put him, so he can get back into the tidal where they breed, not in the freshwater like a crayfish. I can understand it with a crayfish, moving them about, because they'll stay put and they'll breed where there's. But these things want to breed in the tidal.
So it's a moot point.
Yeah, we're not staying here on March bypass. We don't want to be here. We want to be at the bloody tidal.
And I suppose they could actually walk over land anyway.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
big time.
I've actually seen mitten crab off my decking in the old course.
Yeah.
Haven't seen many. I've seen a few.
I'm just gobsmacked.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, isn't it? Because it's something that could have been not eradicated because they're in, but numbers kept right down. And it's just,
easy, mate.
Yeah.
They're all intelligent people in the EA, aren't they? I think you have to have a degree to be in the fisheries and all this and the other, but they haven't got the killer in them. That all they keep saying is we're monitoring the situation, right? Well, they've been monitoring the situation since they've been here.
it's an impossible situation to monitor because these things move.
If I was in charge of the fisheries, I'd say, right, them bloody things are here. They're doing all this damage.
Yeah.
Who can we call? Can't call the Ghostbusters, we'll call Spalt. Right. Me in the opposition, I can understand I'm not giving a licence to every willy-nilly person that wants to do it. But if you employed us too, we could clear the fens up. Even though we're in the 60s now, in 5 years we could clear most of them up. Right? Don't even want to know. They've got some professor at the minute, he's been monitoring them for 40 years. Well, bloody hell. You know, just...
Yeah. Well, there we go. Go, guys. Heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. We have got a major issue with these mitten crabs, and there's a solution. So let's watch this space. I know what will happen.
I don't, mate.
Nothing.
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 Yeah, basically.
Nothing. Right. I tell you what we'll do. I was brought on for the rant bit because I haven't had an EA rant for
I haven't had a rant
for a year and a half, and apparently people missed my EA rant. So we haven't ranted yet. We've just been a bit very subdued discussion. Maybe have.
This has been we've been kind to them, you know. Well, if my mate was on here, you wouldn't be able to film half of it, or what he thinks of them. You know, they're just Oh, I don't know.
You want decisions to be made, action to be taken, and then seeing the benefit of the ecosystem and the environment protected.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we're asking.
You see, the trouble is, I don't think they realised how much they'd explode. And they really have exploded.
Yeah.
You know, they just didn't think that this would be the case. But if they've got any gumption about them, they think, right, we better get stuck in.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Well, if you think about it, that you said the only natural predator they got are otters,
Yeah.
which again were reintroduced. So we've got technically, I mean, otters aren't invasive species, but you could class them that because they've been reintroduced. So they've got no predator at all.
No.
There's nothing to control them.
No.
They have just gone run riot. And I know several of the, and this is where people are going, invasive species. Several of the zander anglers from back in the day have stopped zander fishing now, because they think the big zander and the zander populations of the fens has been decimated.
I was talking to somebody, George Smith, you remember George Smith, don't you? He's fished one of the South Holland drains this week and caught them on bread punch. Not one, several, on bread punch.
Wow.
At a fair way inland,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. They reckon these Mitten crabs, when the zander were nesting, they would, as they come through, destroy all the nests and all the eggs.
Yeah.
So they think that's one of the main reasons why there's been a massive zander population crash in the fens, because the Mitten crab have actually destroyed the nests.
But when we actually got this licence to take them out, the EA went loopy. Right,
Not from natural.
onto natural England. Right, there's two of us got the licence. I've got it for 3 years. Right, they won't issue any more licences. So there's another 2 or 3 eel fishermen around the country. Not many now, because last year they took the licences off 250 eel fishermen, part-time ones. Right, so there's only about a handful of us left in the whole country, because they didn't go that year, because you hadn't fished that year. So it's like if you got your rod licence. When was the last time you went fishing? Last February. Right, you can't have your rod licence this year.
So this one really worries me, being from the fens and seeing how farmers, our game wardens, eel fishermen, you all manage the ecosystem in which you're working.
Yeah.
And you have this depth of knowledge and you know how it works. But we now get, mate, mind that mic. we now get to this situation whereby the people who know how it works practically are being taken out of the situation, and it's only people who have a theoretical working knowledge who are left.
I mean, really, I ought to go back poaching. If I went back poaching, it'd be in Wales. Because you do 20 mile an hour in Wales now, so they'll never catch you, wouldn't they?
Is that the speed limit now?
Yeah, 20 mile an hour everywhere, isn't it? Yeah, uphill, downhill, through rail.
Oh, sorry, on the roads.
Yeah,
not
in the river.
I was thinking,
I never did 20 mile an hour in the river anyway.
well, you can't, your boat's too loaded down with dogs and...
Yeah, more 30.
Yeah. Right, I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to leave the hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to get the shake in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to talk to 1 or 2 old stories, and also we're going to have the match results. So last week we did a bit of time-lapse magic, but I'm not going to do it this week because I can't.
Can't be bothered, basically.
No, we're just going to do a little bit of a dissolvey thing about now.
Good to have you back on the podcast.
It's all right, mate. Anytime.
You're quite a popular guest.
Oh, good.
Yeah, people have been asking for you. They've been asking what hair gel you use.
Yeah.
And Phil Chesterton said, can he have one of your teeth?
He's lost 2 or 3, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
he has, yeah. So
I think I've lost about 33, but not as many as him.
No.
I've heard the story.
yeah, it's quite funny, bless him.
He looks like, without his teeth, he looked like a Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. He looks like you, didn't he?
Yeah. You're like a younger, but he's got this grey beard, hasn't it? I suppose if I grew a beard, it would be grey.
Yeah.
But
nice, clean shaved, isn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, so obviously we've had some stories from you before, the Eelman Chronicles.
Yeah.
Most people have heard all them.
Yeah.
Obviously the original series we did, I think we covered nearly most of them. But you're into sea fishing now, aren't you?
Yeah, big time, mate. Yeah. I enjoy it. I'll enjoy it, but it's more frustrating than.
From what I've heard, your dog's more of a celebrity than what you are.
He is.
Yeah.
Several people have recognised him.
Yeah.
I was in, where else I the other day? Oh, West Runton, you wouldn't know West.
Yeah, I know that is. Yeah.
I was just in the car park there waiting. I get the match starts at 7 and the draw's at 6, but I'm usually there about 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I take the dogs for a walk and have a McDonald's or something and just watch the world go by.
No Mars bar and a can of Coke.
No, mate, no, I've lost 3 stone. No, I'm sort of super fit, healthy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got bloody type 2 diabetes, so you can't eat any chocolate. I do sneak the odd square.
That's
But
not like
haven't
you
had a
sneak stuff, is
no,
it?
No, mate, no. I haven't had a Mars bar for, bloody hell, 7 or 8 years.
Is that the one thing you miss the most?
No, mate.
No. What is it you miss the most?
I don't know, really. Can't have potatoes.
What?
Can't have white bread. But it's done me good. I've lost 3 stone. You know, and a lot of my mates who I go fishing with, sea fishing, are all in the 60s as well. But they can hardly stand up. You know, so in comparison, although I don't look it, I'm sort of super fit to them.
Super fit Spalt. How's your back? Because you used to suffer.
Yeah,
majorly
no,
with
that's
your
gone,
back.
mate. Yeah. And a back cast, which is not good on your back. I know it's called a back cast because you don't look at the sea when you cast. Not to help your back, but it does help your back. The cast, the way you do it helps your back. A lot of people have switched from a pendulum, if you know what that is,
Yep.
back to a back cast because it helps the back. So, and I actually fish with a world record holder. Dwayne Lockwood, if he's watching this, he can cast, I think it's 260 odd yards back casting. Anyway, I've learned is when I've been fishing the skeg matches, I've not been quite getting far enough. I'm 3rd in the league,
Right.
in the skeg, in the individual league. I don't, short of an absolute disaster, I don't think I can get caught. And I can catch 2nd. I can't get to 1st. Anyway, I've learned his cast. I've been down the field practicing week in, week out. And he was next to me Sunday. I said, just watch to see if I got it right. Anyway, I've got it dead right. So I'm quite chuffed. If he said I've got it dead right, and he holds the world record, well, that's good
That'll
enough
do for me.
But I'm a bit frustrated with it because I've only won a couple of matches. I'm doing all right, but I could, even at 68 nearly, I'm still ultra competitive. I still want to do well, you know. But you measure your fish, and it's not on weight, it's on size. And I am well known in the sea fishing fraternity for catching 26 centimetre whiting, which is a centimetre under the allowed size.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a measure, you measure your fish. If it's 26, 25, 24, it don't count. If it's 27, it does.
Right.
And 28, 29, 30 does. Well, I have been catching millions of 26 centimetre whiting. I thought, I don't know what the bloody hell I can do.
To sort the better stamp out.
Yeah. But what I didn't
You try
know,
a mong rig or double bolt rig, fed
I've done-
more,
Yeah, done all that.
come up in the water.
Up in the water,
Yeah,
done all
yeah.
that. But the measure I had must have been made by a Chinaman at 5 o'clock Friday night. Right? Because the bloody butt that you put the fish up to was wrong way round.
No.
So I've lost a centimetre. Right? So I've actually caught billions of 27s. But in my mind, I couldn't count them because on my measure it said 20 6. Right? Well, that's gone down. That's just. I got stuck on the beach because you could take your truck on the beach Sunday. I got stuck. All I've had was your 26 centimetres down in the sand.
Oh, right.
You know. Anyway, now I bought a new measure. Right, so hopefully now my catch rate will zoom up. Can't believe it.
Makes a big difference.
1 centimetre it makes, mate.
Yeah.
That's all it makes. Yeah.
Only you, Spalt. Only you, mate.
Yeah.
Aye. So where you go? Skeg, Norfolk, all over.
All over the place, mate. It's the Winter League final this weekend,
Is it?
Saturday and Sunday. Last year I was 6th both days overall. I was one out the bloody money. They paid 5, but I was well happy with that. But Skeg's like me. I like Skeg, and I needed that extra bit of distance.
To get where you needed
Yeah.
to be.
I've hunted high and low for the right. They don't make the rods anymore. Well, saying that, Century have just bought Ziplex. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you buy any Century carp.
No.
Anyway, they've just bought the rights to Ziplex because the chap died.
Oh, right.
They bought all the mandrills, however they do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've already brought out 2 of the most popular rods. So a bit later on when I get it settled, they can make you any individual Ziplex rod, and I use 15'5" backcasters.
Right.
There's hardly any about in the country, and I've got 3 of them. I could just do with one more. And so hopefully when they get sorted, they'll be able to look on the sheet and think, right, I can make him that rod.
Perfect.
Yeah, hopefully, mate, yeah.
Perfect. Is there any other old match anglers that do sea fishing now you've come across?
Russ Parsons, you wouldn't know him. He used to do ever so well at Westwood and Makins.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he fishes all the time with me.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to go to Whiteacres and that.
Yeah, he did, mate, yeah. He don't miss it either now. I missed it to start with fresh water, but I've been watching some of the carp videos. It's all bloody 10 ton of bait, top kit, catch as many F1s as you can, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like, not everywhere,
Yeah.
but...
Yeah.
But I don't, and I look, like when I sat on my peg, I'm looking at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 miles of sea in front of me. Not somebody else whacking out a load of fish
Yeah.
10 yards away, sort of thing. So, but this sea fishing is frustrating. It's taking a lot longer than I thought to get good at it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, obviously you're on the drains more than anyone. You're on it in the daylight, in the dark, all hours of the morning.
Yeah, still, yeah.
What have you seen different this year? What can you know? Have you seen something that you think, well, that's changed, or
A lot more weed still again.
yeah,
And there's billions of rudd where you're
Yeah.
catching them. And I mean, they really took off.
yeah? I think the perch will be not far behind them as well.
Yeah. Well, the perch spawn in the eel nets. And you'd think there'd be big perch that spawn, but they're not.
No.
They're little.
Yeah. The little ones spawn as well, don't
Yeah.
they? We have problem with them on
Oh,
the
yeah.
lakes. Yeah.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think they would, but they do. And it's just the seasons are changing.
Yeah.
There's no autumn, spring, or
No.
winter, is there? Summer sort of thing. There's none of that anymore. It's all, one day it's red hot, next day it's freezing cold. When it rains now, it doesn't drizzle, does it? It absolutely bloody tips it down.
It's one extreme to the other, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no sort of gradual. It just, you know, like the other weekend, 23 degrees. Next day it's 8 degrees,
Yeah.
and
And getting back to the lovely EA, they just don't do any maintenance anymore. They'll cut the riverbank in the middle of nowhere on the tidal with about 18 million tractors, but they won't slub the drains out
right.
like they used to do.
Do you see many seals about? Obviously, you're on the wash a lot, aren't you? Is there?
Loads of seals.
Is there?
Loads of seals. Yeah.
And where are they all coming in from Denver? Is that where they get in?
Yeah, all the tidal Nene, that's full of them.
Is it?
Tidal Ooze is full of them. And the seal colony at Waxham, round there, around Seapool in that way, about 3 or 4 years ago, there were about 200 or 300. Now there's 3,000 or 4,000. And they're just slowly making their way round the coast, aren't they?
And into the river, into the
Into
drains.
the river system. Of course, they get in the river, don't they? Bloody hell, look at all this. I'm the only one here.
Yeah.
Better call me mates. You know.
Yeah. Not good.
No,
Not good.
But nothing can be done about them because they're not in any harm, are they?
No.
And they're not ill or anything like that.
No.
So the RSPCA and all them sort of people just leave them alone.
Yeah. There seems to be quite a lot of people or anglers say to me, "Oh, after such amount of time, the eels go blind because of the fresh water." But I don't know if that's true or not. Do you?
I've not bumped into one, mate.
No. Not asked them. No.
No, not so.
No.
Excuse me, mate, are you blind?
Didn't see you.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was doing an impression of someone else then, but never mind.
No, mate, no.
Right, so we'll move on to the match results. I know you keep a keen eye on what's going on. You can't deny that.
No, I do keep it.
Yeah.
I keep in touch with one or two.
Yeah, I know you see what's going on and what's happening, and
I keep in touch with the jammier ones,
jammy.
Lucky.
Oh, well, obviously not me then.
Yeah. No, mate, no.
So this week's match results. Have you got anyone message you this week?
Yeah, mate, this Chris Hodgson.
Nice how does he know what guests are coming on every week? He seems to know who
Psychic,
they are
mate.
before we do.
Psychic powers, mate.
Must be, yeah. Yeah.
Spills me match results.
Yeah, it's right up your street, that. Your neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah, William Fleet, mate. Is that what they fish?
Yeah, I'm here. Ah.
Used to be full of gudgeon in its day. Right, what's he put?
What about eels? Many eels there?
I think they've been taken by the local eel catcher.
Oh, right.
It doesn't live far from it.
Yeah.
Right, it says here the river fished a lot better after the recent floods with a steady run-off all day and a good colour. A few better roach starting to show along with bonus billies. if you can find them.
Got to be good to catch billies.
Yeah, you have. It doesn't say how many fish, but first was Dave Dean, £10.4, roach with a few good perch included. Second, Dave Ashmore, £8.3. Third, Alan Slater, £6.4. And the next match is Wednesday the 8th, draw at 8:30 in the lay-by.
So that is today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. Which lay-by there? It doesn't say which lay-by.
You got to know, ain't you?
Then it's the Boston District Association and Target Fish UK Autumn League. 15 fished on this Sunday just gone.
Yep.
Held on the Barget drain.
No, it's Bargut drain.
Bargat.
Bargut.
Bargut.
Yeah.
Not Bargate.
No, it's Bargut.
Used to fish there when I was little. Well, when I was 16. Used to do ever so well. It's a matter of finding a single
Was it all
bite.
blasting squats?
Yeah, it was actually, yeah. Yeah. A few of the resident larger bream did show in certain pegs, along with odd perch. First was Dennis Houghton, £12.
Consistent old Dennis, isn't he, eh?
Yeah. 2 bream and an eel.
Well, you ain't got them all, Spalt.
Reese Cook, is that £6.15, 2 bream?
I would say so, yeah.
And third was Nigel Butler with £6.11, 1 bream. The final round is in 2 weeks, but none of the... What's Cookie's first name, his dad?
Mark.
Mark. We went to Lindown once, me and him, when I had the old transit.
Well, he went in your van?
He went in my
Cool.
van.
I bet he was thinking, am I ever going to get here?
Well, we got there.
Did you leave on the Tuesday and the match was on the Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was me, him and Alan from Westwood. We went and fished. But the trouble is, my starter used to jam. You know how fat Cookie is, don't you? You had to lay underneath with a hammer, right, and smack the bloody...
Oh, well, yeah.
Smack the starter to get it going, so we could get home. I don't think you can remember that.
No.
He
probably will remember that. I'm sure everyone remembers you for
I hope that was
something.
it, because your bloody phone's locked up again.
Well, yeah, well done.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
So that was our Lincolnshire mate results. Noted results this week. They didn't have a match. So we do Whittlesea. Whittlesea Dyke. Gary Burton was the winner with £2.5. Gary fishes TID matches, yeah. He had £2.5, and then there was an equal
Looks
second.
like Hager the Horrible.
He's lost half his hand, I think he chopped it off.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then...
How's he bait up then?
Don't know, he just does. Yeah. Runner-up was 118.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah.
What's that, 9,426,500?
Yeah, what's the old saying? 99, miss a few, 300.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then Steve Smith with £2.3. So not particularly brilliant weights, but I think the river was a bit out of sort still, and we had a lot of rain on Saturday. The Tuesday club were at Raveley, which...
Is that starting to fish, is it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's full of rudd and little pommies and skimmery things.
Yeah.
Lovely venue, really, isn't it? When you think about how good it used to be, it's such a shame that it isn't full of roach again. But
I won the series there once, blasting squat.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't blast squats, do you?
Not now, I don't.
No.
But I did then.
Back in the day. Yeah, and the winner next to the bridge, believe it or not.
Well, that's where I won the series from, was it?
Did you? Oh, right. Was Windmill Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, with £12 dead. Then we had Peter Bellamy, not David Bellamy, £7.8. Mark Chester £7.2, and then Lionel Warley £6.4. So
Lionel must be getting on a bit now.
yeah, these boys, I would say Steve Smith's probably the youngest, and he's got to be 50. I don't want to offend him, but he's got to be 50 plus. So yeah, they're a good club, really. They move about.
Yeah.
And then the most pleasing match result of the weekend for me was on Factory Bank. Ramsey didn't go to St Mary's. We was all having bets on whether Factory Bank would be like out of sorts with the rain, but they didn't. They stayed and fished, and match winner was Stephen Bowd with £23.2.
Oh, bloody hell.
Runner up was Paul Dotchin, £20.12. Ray Ellington £15.5. Mark Williams £15.2, and everyone caught decent weights.
But that's not in the Winter League final anymore, is it?
Not in the final, but if you're getting weights like that, and the peg furthest away from the town won it. Peg
did
9.
it? Not peg 1 didn't win it?
No, well, according, that's looking at the sheet. Peg 9 won it. So
that's one thing about
unless they've pegged 9 and then 1, I don't know. But
I used to draw a lot of end pegs when I'm freshwater fishing, and that's what I miss. I only draw end peg sea fishing now once every other week.
Right. Okay.
Not every week.
No.
Can't
Yeah.
believe it.
Who's the biggest draw bag then? Because you behind the scenes, you know what's going on. I know you're.
Oh, what, in your lot?
Yeah.
Well, bloody Winters, isn't it?
Winters this year, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every year.
Yeah.
Gav,
Yeah.
you know, he puts his little report up, doesn't he?
He never has any bait, does he?
No,
Never.
well, all this kit is like immaculate, isn't it? I don't know if he takes the picture before he's fished.
No, that's after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even when he took a picture of a tench the other day, there was no slime in his net, was there? It was just this pristine net. You know, whether he has a spare set of gear.
Honestly, mate, he's the first one set up and the first one packed up. I mean, he's not in the Cameron or the Sean Ashby standards at packing up quickly. But after the match, he's packed up, washed his box, and he's in the van. He's first to the pub.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
And his hands will be like sparkling.
Yeah.
I'll come back and my hands are just black up my arm, everything. And I think,
I mean, Mally used to be ever so good and lucky, didn't he? But he seems to have. Well, now he's got older. He must be.
he's 60 now, you know.
Oh, Mally is.
Yeah. He's old man now.
But he don't look 60, does he? I bet he looks 30 still.
Yeah, yeah. Someone come in the shop the other day. He said it's all right looking at. He said, but one day you look in the mirror and you will
Look like me.
you will look old all of a sudden in a day.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah.
But yeah, so they're the ones that you seem to draw the best, you reckon?
I can't think of any others.
No. What about Ali? No.
Yeah, Ali's just good.
Yeah.
Scruffy as anything. Makes me look tidy, doesn't he?
Before we go on to the East Midlands Winter League, we're just going to do our weekly catch up with Here, There and Everywhere. Richard Chave from the Southwest, Steve Barnett, Ben, and last but not least, Simon Mottram.
Oh, I just checking in with the results for you. This week we were on round 4 of the Stafford Isaac Walton League, and it was on. We had 5 sections on the Trent and Mersey at Great Hayward area in Who Mill, and we had 1 section on the Saffs Worcester at Milford. So some very big weights in areas. You know, it fished well overall. First on the day was Darren Lewis from the Cadence Super Team. He's had a tremendous 22, 5, 14 roach and skimmers on pole and caster. He's been on Who Mill, the middle of the Who Mill length on the boats. Obviously, a lot of fish there. He's done really well at cracking weight of fish, that is. Excuse me. Second, Bernie Leatherbarrow. He fishes for Census Lifestyle Red. He's been where the Staffs Worcester comes into the Trent and Mersey on the junction. Noted peg, but like I was in his section and I could see he's had a lot of trouble with boats going down the arm and turning round and all sorts. And I didn't think it would fish, to be fair, but he's kept his cool and he's not let the boats bother him. But he's caught skimmers, roach, perch and everything. He's a lovely net of fish. So that's 15, 112 Bernie's had. Dave Hughes was next best. He's had 13, 14, 8. He's been peg 1. That was also in my section, on E section, up by the lock. He's had a big bream, getting on £4. And again, like everybody in our section, we had a lot of quality fish caught. So, he's had roach and skimmers, odd perch, I think. Next, Fred the Bread Cheetham, framed again. Lifestyle Red, he's been next to Daz Lewis in that same area. But he's had £12 too. Knowing Fred, he's probably had some on Emp as well and bread. So he's had roach and skimmers. Next, Big Colin Talbot on the Sparks. He's been the other side of Burnley, on the other side of the junction, so it's fished really well there, considering all the boat traffic they've had. 11.34 he's had, roach and skimmers. And finishing off the frame is Dave Dale from Sparks again, £11.1. So there's a lot of fish being caught in it. I know there were some hard areas, but it's the time of the year, isn't it, to be fair for that. So a lot of fish being caught. So teams on the day. It's been a real sort of mixture of results on the day. Actually, Cadence have won on the day. They've had 15 penalty points, which in a 6-man team, 11 in a section is amazing. And that's really bumped them up the league. I think they were like something like 20 points behind or something. But they've really rocketed up the league now. Sparkses, they were next with 28. Eclipse were 33, and Lifestyle Blue had 36. So your league to date now, Maven Midlands are still hanging on in there, winning. 114 they're on. Cadence just behind them now, 117. Drennan Northwest, which is the team I fish with, we've got 124. We had a bad result yesterday. I think we were last but one. 40 penalty points, so we've really lost a load to Cadence yesterday, but we've gained a few on Maven Midlands, so we're still in the race just, I think. Eclipse next with 146. Lifestyle Red 148 and Lifestyle Blue 152. So got 2 rounds left. Canals are only going to go more peggier, to be fair, so anything can happen. You know, it's going colder at nights and that, so you know, it's a good league. It always goes down to the wire, even you think you're miles behind, and it, you know, anything can happen on it. So it's a good league, and it's all on total points, which is a good way to run a league, I think, because it's never over till it's over. The trouble with match points is it can all be done and dusted, sort of, with a couple of rounds left, because it's impossible to claw them back. But when it's total points like that, like on this league that Alan runs, it's it keeps it tight till the end. So right, over and out, and hope everybody has a good week. Okay, bye bye.
So this week was the last round of our winter league, and I know it's not really getting into winter yet, but it just shows that how warm of a sort of autumn we've had this year. Unfortunately, due to having one round cancelled because of the river bursting its bank at Allcroft, we have only managed to fish 5 rounds this year out of the usual 6. Obviously couldn't rearrange that round at the end because other leagues start around our area, and I know there's a league on the Staffordshire Keeby Canal that starts next week with 70 anglers, so unfortunately we haven't been able to rearrange that last round. But this week took us onto the Staffordshire Keeby Canal at Thorn. Again, 10 teams of 8, 80 anglers all in the line. Fantastic weights this week. There's been quite a lot of colour in the canal due to the running the river through, so there's been some big fish feed, which it seems to be the case throughout the country. I think we had a massive low pressure this weekend just gone, and a bit of colour in our canals definitely caused the big fish to feed. So I'll start the results in A section. In A section, winning that section was Pete Kitwood from Bait Tech North with £17 3 ounces. Second in that section was Mick Viles with £8 2, Drennan Barnsley Blacks. Into B section, the winner of that section, Chris Greensides, Browning Team Ossett, £17 15. Second in that section, Jack Turner at Preston Northwest, £14 6. Into C section, the winner of that section was Craig Singleton, Preston Northwest, with £13. Second in that section was Stevie Lowther, Daiwa Dons, £12 6. Into D section, the winner of that section was Simon Fields with £17 7, Drennan Barnsley. Second in that section was Wayne Easter, £14 15. Into E section, the winner of that section was Scott Bruff with £17 11. Second in that section was Pete Duffy with £17 2. Into F section, the winner of that section, £17 7, was Lee Kerry, Drennan Barnsley. Second in that section was Adam Dowd, £14 7, Preston Northwest. Into G section, the winner of that section was Nick Crooks, Drennan Barnsley, £15 10 ounces. Again, these are all via default, and I will do the top 6. Second in that section was Dave Cutts, Preston Northwest, £13 12. Into the last section, on the flats, Kyle Hartley won that one with £16 2 ounces. Second in that section was Mark Silman with £14 15 ounces. Now, into the top 6 on the day, again, you'll see some fantastic weights. I've been fortunate enough to sneak in third, but we'll start with top 6. So on 6th place, Darren Hall, £18 1 ounces. In 5th place, Matt Anderson, £18 3 ounces. In 4th place, Helen Dagnall, £19 14 ounces. In 3rd place, Ben Taylor, myself, £21 1 ounces. 2nd place, Ray Marklew, £21 13 ounces. And winning on the day, none other than my travelling partner, Mr. Michael Lodge, £44 14 ounces. I'm hoping the wizard that is Andy with his editing can attach a few photos of these nets. I mean, like I say, it's been a fantastic day's fishing. We've been fortunate enough as a team to have the top 4 individuals on the match with 19-14, 21-1, 21-13, and Michael's had 44-14. Going on to the teams on the day, and this is where it gets interesting. Going into this round, we had a very bad round, one match, and we were trailing Barnsley by 4 points after we had a 7th out of 10 teams, which is very unlike us. But going into this round, we knew we had to do well as a team and hope that Barnsley dropped a few points. So these are your teams on the day. In 10th place, Walton, 68 points. In 9th place, Selby, 59 points. In 8th place, Tricas Calder, 56 points. 7th place, Scunthorpe, 50 points. 6th place, Preston North West, 42 points. 5th place, Batetet North, 41 points. 4th place, Drennan Barnsley Blacks, 35 points. 3rd place, Daiwa Doncaster, 33 points. 2nd place, Wakefield, 33 points. And your winners on the day was Browning Team Ossett with 22 points. So we managed to win the day, with 5 section wins, which we thought this is going to be tight now because they've come forth. And this is the final league standings, and as you can see, it did get very tight. But in 10th place, Walton, 57 points. In 9th place, Selby, 41 points. 8th place, Tricas Calder, 39 points. 7th place, Scunthorpe, 28 points. 6th place, Batetet North, 28 points. 5th place, Daiwa Doncaster, 23 points. And your top 4, which qualify for the Winter League final and on the decoy and the Fenland drains in February, are Wakefield, 21 points. Preston North West, 18 points. And joint was Drennan Barnsley Blacks and Browning Team Ossett, both on 12. Now that then went to section countback, and unfortunately for ourselves, we had 10 section wins and Barnsley had 12. So they beat us it's on section countback by 2 section wins. But what a fantastic league, and I'd like to say, and all of us on the league, I'd like to say a big thank you to John Waterhouse and Steve Addy, who run a brilliant league, and you know, their efforts are great, so we'd like to thank them. Also, I'd like to thank you lads at the podcast who let us put the results on every single week, and we look forward to coming down your neck of the woods, hopefully in the coming months, and practicing for the Winter League final. Thank you for all for watching. Good night.
Hi there, Rich Chave from the West Country, and I'm here this week to report on the round 3 of the Upper Thames Winter League. We were meant to be on the river this week at Melksham and Chippenham, but the Bristol was probably 3 or 4 fields wide. So brilliantly, the team captains got together and they voted this round to be on the Canal last week. They looked at the weather forecast, been a bit proactive, and we got a match on. And what match it was, really. We were pegged between Semmington, if you know the Canal at all, and Moulton Drive. It was about 8 miles of canal to get 48 anglers in, but there's tons of boats, and hopefully they put the right bits in. But so it seemed, really. It was a good match. Onto the individuals. First of all was Andy Pollard, drawn in my section. Pollard, a bit like our guest last week. But yeah, no relation, I don't think. But I think he fishes equally as well. Andy's a really good angler. And basically took the match apart with £26 exactly of a fairly big bream. He was in my section. I watched him weigh in. There'll be a picture. I'm sure Andy's slotted it in space now as I speak. But yeah, £26, some big ins. He had sort of £3 bream. Caught him on the pole at about 5 metres with maggot and over ground bait. Really simple when you know what you're doing. Second place, down at Moulton Drive, the very last peg of the match length was Stuart Harrop. Stuart fishes for Matrix Talisman. He had £16, looking at £16 exactly. Strangely included a chub in his bag, which you don't see very often on the K&A down that end. But yeah, Stuart that. Third place, Robbie Kepner, next to the winner. Funny enough, next to me as well. Yeah, Robbie had 15-14, very seasoned campaigner on the on the K&A. Rob knows what he's doing. He's had some good bream as well. Rob's weighed in £15.14 fishing for Census Devices. Andy Richens for Darwin Gordon League, same as the winner, was drawn on the pumper at Sevington, quite a famous peg. He's had some skimmers and also he's had a carp apparently last or like 10 minutes, had a small carp. Andy's weighed 15.14. Andy Powell, that man again who won it last week, he was on the end peg below the road stretch at Sevington. Andy's had £13.12. And then finally, Bob Davis had £13.08 fishing for Matrix Talisman. So onto the teams. Excuse me, I've been coughing all week, so I've managed to hold on for that long. Darwin Gordon League have won it again. They've had 3 on the bounce now. They had 36 points, really good score. Talisman, Matrix Talisman was second with 32. Well done to them. And Preston Innovations Thatcher's at 29. Census Devices 27. And Census Lobbies 25. My luck, Garblin and Blackmore Vale done it again. Had 19 were stuffed this week, so hopefully we'll get it together next week. But essentially, Gordon League are running away with it really on 3 points. But it's fairly tight after that again. Lobbies have got 10, Census Lobbies on 10. Preston Innovations, Thatcher's, Matrix Talisman and Blackmore Vale have all got 12. So there's 2 places going up, so there's four teams possibly can go into it, with 2 matches, 3 matches to go. And then Census Devices are the strongest team in the league, holding everybody else up with 14. But myself had a fairly nice match, £9.12. But I was in the best section, so I only beat one person. Though I did actually use a image Canal Wagner like Mark was showing last week. Didn't do him any good. But, must try harder. Anyway, there we go. That's the result for the 3rd round. And next week is a practice match, and then we resume on the Canal again after that, I think. So, over and out, as Motty says. And see you all next week. I won't mention the football this week. It's not worth munching, I don't think, Andy. We won't do that. So, anyway, Tottenham is still second, but hanging on like it's the skin of their teeth. Bye.
So then, Spalt, Ossett. You're their go-to man, I do believe.
Yeah. Tell them how to catch our 26 centimetre whiting and down. I see Mr. Lodge won again this week.
He did,
40 odd poundies, believe.
He did, yeah. He loves it, doesn't he?
Rings me up, how's the neen fishing? Like 4 months ago he'd ring up. I said, well, it ain't nowhere near the time yet, is it?
No, they're a good, really good bunch of lads, and to come equal first with Barnsley. I think last year they won the league outright, and this year they've, there's 10 teams in that league. I know it's only teams of 8, but it's,
Yeah. Is your league teams of 8 now?
No, it's 10.
Still 10?
Yeah, so we've got 70 anglers in ours.
Yeah. Now they're good. Now Browning have gone pop, and they're just Team Ossett again.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll find a sponsor.
Somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure. And Richard Chave, do you remember fishing against Rich?
I probably do, mate.
Richard Chave?
Yeah, I can't. See, that's the trouble when you get old.
Blackmore Vale.
I don't know.
Do you remember we used to go Pusey? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
He used to fish down there, didn't he?
See, when I've left here, I won't even remember who you are.
Oh.
It's just gone.
Oh, right. We better get going then, because you'll forget, and you might,
All I keep remembering is 26 centimetres.
Is that it? Right, okay. So, Sunday, it was all at Benwick.
Oh, right.
I think everyone was expecting it to fish better than it did the week before. The week before was a bit patchy, and people took a little while to catch fish.
Yeah.
Done the draw, everyone's buzzing. Obviously, we had a good win the week before.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be a close match again. Section draws come out. Gav Butler's in K section. I said, sorry, this must be wrong.
Yeah.
They said, no, Gav's in K section. I was like, well, we'll see about this one then, won't we?
Yeah.
So I drew my usual Little London.
Yeah.
Not quite bang on Little London.
Bushes are, is it?
Yeah, so you go through the wires, which
Yeah.
is C section, and then D section is sort of the other side of the wires opposite the house.
You never draw A1 then?
I've drawn it once, ever, yeah. I had £24, won the match, I think.
Oh,
A lovely day.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I remember those days.
Yeah.
And then, so basically, windy day, had a bit of colour, looking at it, thinking, That's be alright. No fish topping. I was a bit... Normally at Benwick you need the fish moving and pike and stuff. And I thought, I'm not sure about today. You know, you just get that sort of premonition, don't you? Fed my lines, looking round, he had a bite yet, mate? No. And I thought, ugh. I knew we'd wait a little while for a bite, but after 4 hours, Andrew MPEG Big Fish Kilby, he'd got a tench.
Oh yeah, that's a surprise.
And I think Epicenter Moretti had got like 10 little fish, and I'd got 5 little fish.
Yeah.
And everyone else was blanking.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking, it's about an hour and 10 minutes to go, and all of a sudden the wind just dropped slightly.
Yeah.
The sun, you know that time of day at Benwick where it goes behind you, the bank, the sun goes in, and all of a sudden everyone's peg is fish topping. And within like seconds, fish topping, pike striking, it's like, hang on a minute. So I've like double cupped, made a bit of noise, went straight in, fish a chuck.
Yeah.
I've had £6. I mean, my 5 little fish probably went an ounce, so I've had £6.10 in an hour and 10 minutes. Lovely stamp fish, and you know, as a day, it's just fish appearing out of it. And you think, have they been there all day? They have had to have been there all day. Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, it must be something to do with daylight. I'm not sure, but previous years, all the way through up to Halfpenny Toll, you could catch fish from the start.
Yeah.
But it was the same. Everyone just started catching at the same time. Dead weird. I don't know.
I think it's just all this temperature. What he's on about, the temperature up and down.
Yeah.
Cold, hot. Just don't know what they don't know what to do.
No. I think it's strange. I mean, 1 minute it's windy, next minute it's gin clear, and it's really low because I don't know if you see on the middle level there.
They pumped it.
They've new drainage that they're trying or something with Storm Babette the other week. So actual from match of 2 halves as it was the week before, up until C section, A, B and C were absolutely brilliant. Fishing was fantastic. I don't think there's anyone caught less than double figures.
Oh, bloody hell. One the whole top first
No, I don't think so. Not one person in the first 3 sections. I think poor old Linny was last in his section, didn't want to mention it, with like £14 or whatever.
Bloody hell.
Amazing. And they're all nice fish, you know.
Yeah.
Benwick, a couple of weeks before, we had a little knock-up on there when Drawbag, Gav Millhouse, Butler drew MPEG and had million rudd for £20. Yeah. No one's caught them since. It's been real weird. Where have they all gone? Which is not a bad thing. I don't hate them. Yeah. But Kai Jerome, he's never out of A or B section. To be fair to him, I've never ever seen him at Halfpenny Toll. I don't even think he knows where it is.
No, grass is too long down there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I ain't thought about that. Health and safety issue, isn't it? Yeah. So Kai Jerome won the match from A7, which is just past the tree opposite the sort of tins there. There used to be a boat. Yeah. He had Tench first drop. How's your luck?
On a pinky, perhaps, did he?
No, to be fair, I think he fished for him. Yeah, there's a few of them caught it, so they obviously must have had part of their team plan. Yeah. And he had 27.11, I think he had.
Bloody hell. Did he win, did he?
Yeah, he won. Yeah. Runner-up was the most untidiest angler in Tackle and Baits team, Alistair Ogilvie. He had a lovely day, £24, all roach. Just standard Alistair, you know what he's like. Yeah. Third in the match, I think there was a tie for third, Dave Rowell and Ricky Young. I think Ricky was on about B3 or B4, and Dave Rowell was on the MPEG on the wires in C section. He had a Tench as well in that for 24/7. And then who was last in? Come on. Who was last in? It was Ben Jackson. I think he was near the tree, peg 4 or 5, that sort of area. £22, he had a Tench and some fish on Emp as well. So,
I caught on it.
Apart from Ali, everyone else has caught Tench. So
years ago when I fished for Mark 1, I won my section. I'll be A, B. Oh.
Not on squats, surely.
No. I fell down the bank.
Right.
And put my shoulder out. I could only fish my top kit.
Yeah.
And that's when Jeff Gray was running the bank. And he'd come up, how you getting on, Spalt? I said, I fell down the bank and pulled my shoulder out. I said, I'm last in my section. And I couldn't hold my pole or nothing. It really did hurt.
Yeah.
And I got about £1.5 a silly little thing. Everybody's sacking.
Yeah.
I thought, I've got to do something. So I shipped out in sheer agony and dumped a load of worms in on the far bank. I thought, if I just catch a perch or something like that, and I put a pot full of hemp down the middle. And come back. Anyway, by the time I'd done that, my arm felt a little bit better. But so I thought I'll have one look on that worm quick, because I couldn't stand the pain. I got £1.5 perch. I got him in. I thought, I'll just see, put a grain of hemp on him, went straight under. I had £9, 2 or 3. Beat Tony Watkins Senior by an ounce. Right, and for the first 2, and when I went back to the draw, because they hadn't been back, they didn't go back to me because I was like, smoke was coming out my ears to start with. And Johnny Bates said, "No, you got on." I just put my hand up like that. "Oh, so you got 1 point, eh?" I said, "No, so I won the bloody section." Well, and I was in pain. I just couldn't hold the pole or nothing. But you catch on it there, but it's normally too slow.
Yeah, there's some good stamp fish. So, yeah. So, I mean, it was a fairly decent match, to be honest. Always tight, team-wise.
Yeah, it's a good team venue.
Oh, yeah, it throws up. You wouldn't think it, but it's you'll see, like with Image having, you know, a cricket score by their standards, you get the right little sequence of pegs in the wrong ends of sections, and it can throw you out big time. So teams on the day: Mark 1 Black 50, Mark 1 White 46. Matrix Dynamite Image 44, Stan J 42, Cresta Peterborough. I reckon they changed their ground bait mix this week.
Yeah, must have done, mate.
Yeah.
Did Abby fish, did she?
No, Abby weren't there. They probably won if Abby was there.
Yeah.
36, Browning Hot Rods 31, Dial Tackle and Baits 30. Just sneaked it. So it's through the league sort of about a bit, really.
Yeah.
7th, Mark 1 Black 25. Equal 5th is Mark 1 White and Cresta Peterborough with 21. Stan J's a 4th with 19. 3rd, a Matrix Image with 10. 2nd, a Browning Hot Rods with 9. And now winning the league is Dial Tackle Baits with 7.
How many more rounds you got to go?
2. 2 more
So
rounds.
you still can't take the foot off the gas.
No chance. Not in this league whatsoever.
Where are you next then?
March.
Oh.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I've been so looking forward to this, and I'll draw the allotments again, but that's another story. So yeah, it was a really close match, and I think the last 3 rounds has been a point difference between us and Hot Rods or Image, and it's really, really tight. So, you know.
But it's the same in the sea fishing matches. There's a point here and a point there. And you won't think a beach half a mile long will be so peggy, but it is. It's the same as a river. It's just like a little indentation in the sand or something like that. Just holds a few more fish.
Yeah, or the wind catches it differently. Or
when you see the results at the end, it's just like nothing.
Yeah. So we move on to the Chip Shop Award.
Who's got that then?
Well, Goddard's could have got it again, but you know we run out of T-shirts for Goddard's. It's just, you know, I don't know. There's a few contenders. Obviously, Chrissy Lynn got Chip Shop. There's always 2 or 3.
Yeah, he's had £14.
Yeah.
He's not like being battered, if you put it.
No, but the person I'm going to give it to this week, he did win it last year. He's not won it this year.
Oh.
He's, how can I put it? He's had a tough day, so he's been in a hard section. But we've found his ground bait mix. He's asked me to get it in for him.
Yeah.
And we finally got it in. So I don't know if you can just read that for us, Spalt.
Oh, what, Seal 3000 then?
Yeah.
With pure Chip Shop flavour.
Yeah, that's his.
You can't buy this in the shop, surely. Or has he made it up special?
Well, it's his own recipe.
Is it?
Yeah, Sense of springing it out. So for those that probably don't know what joke we're going at here, but the Cresta Peterborough captain, or one of the captains, Matt Page. I don't know if you know Matt Page.
No.
Well, Matt Page, you haven't got a T-shirt this year. You got your very own Census 3000 brand of ground bait.
Is he the one that comes up with a seal in my peg every week?
That's him.
Oh,
Yeah, see, you do know him.
Yeah, well,
you do know him.
I was fishing on the backship Galston in the week. Somebody said.
Do you know that Matt Page?
Yeah, Matt Page. Yeah. Because we saw a seal.
Yeah.
Well, I said, is that the same one that goes up the little
Yeah.
port? Yeah.
Did it ask where Matt was?
I couldn't understand it, mate. Completely different language.
Oh, right.
He might have done.
It just said you're not using Seal 3000. Don't want to know.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, so Matt Page, come and collect your ground bait. You've been Chip Shop this week. Moving on to March this week, so I'm really looking forward to that.
So you said, mate,
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah, really looking forward to that, Spalt, I've told you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. I know
Anytime.
it's you're a busy man. You know, it's hard being at the top, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard.
Even harder being at the bottom, mate.
Is it? Yeah. So anyway, thanks for listening, and see you guys next week.